Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of The Hidden Agenda, where we bring in half an agenda, each full of items, and then spring them on each other, and then we make up the full agenda.
It's not half an agenda, though, is it? It's 2/5 and 3/5.
Okay, I meant half in the metaphorical sense.
Well, on average.
Yeah, roughly half. I am Tony.
I'm Thanasi.
And as you can see, we are a bit pedantic today. But anyway, I'm sure that's going to be fine.
Yep.
Thanasi, what is the first item on the agenda?
Before we do that, I just want to quickly run through our socials. Just keep in mind, you can always email us at thehiddenagendapodcast@gmail.com.
Anytime.
Day or night, our email address is open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
2 a.m. if you're thinking, I want to email them, but will I wake them? You will not wake us up.
You will not wake us.
We've got no alarm set for
We
the
only
email.
check that mailbox once a week.
Yes, so send through whatever you want at 2 a.m., 3 a.m. Not 4 a.m. though, because that's when we're really asleep.
Exactly, yeah. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Hidden Agenda Podcast. Make sure you go there, like us, follow us, whatever, post stuff on our wall. And you can find our archive of episodes at the link on your screen if you're watching. Otherwise, it's the Hidden Agenda at .libsyn.com.
Or on podcast services of your choice.
Worldwide.
Yes. I listen to them sometimes on Google Play. I'm a Google Play guy. I'm not a Spotify person.
Yeah, no, I find the Spotify controls quite annoying.
Really?
Yeah.
Anyway, but you're a Spotify person.
Yeah. For music, yeah, but not for podcasts. I also use Google Play.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just, it doesn't work properly. Yeah. It just doesn't. I'm sorry. If Spotify's listening, they probably won't sponsor us now, but...
Oh, yeah, I suppose. You've just really sunk this...
I sunk the Spotify sponsorship.
I think they were just like pen on paper and then they were just tearing it up.
Yeah, just like...
That's it. But the first item is coming from Mr. Thanasi. What do you got?
The first item this week. And I didn't say the wrong word.
No, you didn't say topic. You said item. That's good.
The first item this week is... I was thinking about it, and I've been thinking about this for a little while, actually. And I've decided that the judicial system in this country is far too complicated.
The judicial system
is
too complicated.
Way too complicated.
Right.
I feel like I live in a world now where I could be walking down the street breaking 15 laws I have no idea about.
Yeah. Especially when you start getting to those weird laws like you can't mow the lawn dressed as Elvis.
Yeah, or, you have to give way to ducks if you're driving a horse and carriage.
Yes.
Things like that.
Yes.
And so I'm here today because if you think about it, right, we operate a common law system here, and the idea of, well, sort of, but a common law system, the idea is, just for a bit of background, is that when there's a test case, which is a case that's never been brought before, whatever the judge decides that day, that's the law.
Well, that sets the precedent.
That sets the precedent, and that's generally accepted to be the law.
I just want to say, I set the precedent that it's pronounced precedent.
It's precedent.
Well, the precedent has been set by me on this show.
Unfortunately, it has. I'll have to listen through every other episode we've done to see if one of us said precedent or precedent first.
Right.
But if you think about it, a judge could get up one morning on the wrong side of the bed. They could have, their dog could have died, their partner could have left them something, and they come into court with some new test case, and they just give an incredibly harsh judgment because they've had a crap day so far.
Yes.
And then that's just the rules from now on.
Yes.
Whenever you have a case like that, they go back and say, well, Judge Bloomingdale, I don't know why that was the first name that came to my head, but Judge so-and-so said this on that day, and those are the rules.
Right. Yeah. Well, that makes sense.
No.
No, it does make sense.
How does it make sense?
I'll tell you what it's like, though. It's the court system is like the parental unit. Whereas if you go and... I did this once when I was little. I went and asked my mother if I could have an ice cream. She said no. I went to my father. He said yes.
Okay.
And then my mother was very annoyed when she walked past and I was eating the ice cream. She's like, what are you... I said no. And I'm like, yeah, but I got approval.
That's a classic, though.
But that's like the law system. It's like...
Is it, though?
Yeah, you can't...
But you can't...
If one judge says something differently to another judge...
Well, you just take it in front of another judge.
Well, yeah, but they need to present a united front. That's like the parents the same. They need to sort of say, look, if I say no, you need to check with me.
Just, you go up to your mum, you say, oh, can I have some ice cream? Mum says no, quickly whips out her phone, texts dad, make sure you say no when he comes to ask for ice cream.
Yeah, something like that.
that kind of thing.
But they need to, if they're not cohesive, then people just take advantage and they eat all their ice cream.
Well,
sorry, I lost the metaphor.
No. It's fine. It works. I mean, that's kind of common law, but not really.
Right. Okay.
But in any case, I think it's insane to have a grumpy old judge making decisions about these things on an empty stomach, because they're just going to make terrible ones. So, instead, I'm proposing a new system of law, which I haven't named yet.
A new system of
It's
law.
a completely new system of law.
Okay.
It's vaguely based on civil law, but it tends to just be more all the things that bother me are now illegal.
Hang on, so you proposing...
This is the vast oversimplification of the judicial system to only deal with the stuff that bothers me.
Right, so you're altering laws as well as...
The purpose of law.
Okay.
That's right.
That's a sweeping change for a 1 hour comedy show.
I reckon I can get this done in 12 to 15 minutes.
All right, let's hear your brilliant new judicial system.
This is the...
And I'm going to be open-minded here.
Yes.
For all I know, you have a better system.
I could have cracked it.
Yeah.
I could have solved it for the world.
Exactly.
I haven't, but I could have.
You may have.
But you don't know yet.
I don't know.
So I've proposed a new system of tiers when it comes to crimes, offences.
Yep,
okay?
right.
We've got your what I like to call the crimes of limited impact.
Okay,
right?
crimes of limited impact.
Something maybe like if you're incredibly poor and you steal a loaf of bread.
Yeah.
You know, that's cost the shopkeep $2. It's kind of excusable in a way.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Maybe being drunk and disorderly in public, assuming you're not directly bothering anyone. You know, that's the kind of thing that's just limited impact.
Limited impact.
Or, you know, if you just endanger yourself but nobody else, who cares?
Yeah.
Then I've got the category of stupid crimes.
Stupid crimes.
Things like holding up a convenience store with a water pistol.
Right, yes.
Base jumping. I think that's quite a stupid crime.
Is that a...
It is a crime to base jump.
Is that the... Base jumping, that's...
Jumping off buildings.
What's the one where they do it, but it's like in the... off cliffs?
Oh, like, what's it called? The wingsuit thing.
Yeah, well, yeah,
Well,
that's that kind of thing.
That's basically base jumping too. It's just off a cliff instead of a building.
And is that illegal?
Sure, why not?
Okay, cool.
What difference does it make?
Let's make it illegal.
Yeah, let's just make it illegal. Starting a dumpster fire in protest, that's also a stupid crime.
Okay, cool.
And actually, the context on that one is they wanted to, back in Greece, in the village, they wanted to close the local landfill, right? And in protest, a bunch of the villagers got all their rubbish and put it in the middle of the street and set it on fire.
Okay.
Didn't work.
The landfill was still closed?
The landfill was still closed. It's closed to this day.
Right.
But they spent a week burning trash in the street.
So what do they just take it a bit further out to another landfill now?
Yeah, they just go to the next one, which is like 2 villages over. It only takes an extra 10 minutes. But we spent a week with like noxious fumes and like the whole village smelling of burnt crap because they didn't want to drive an extra 10 minutes.
Okay,
So
and that is stupid crime.
that's also stupid crime.
Right, okay.
And then the third category is pretty much everything else.
Right. So you're lumping murder in with embezzlement,
Yeah,
in with
it's all, pretty much everything.
tax fraud.
Anything that causes harm to other people, whether that's financial, physical, mental, anything, in any way that causes even the slightest amount of harm, goes into the everything else category.
So speeding would be what in the everything else category?
Speeding could be in the everything else category, because there's also, a single crime may have multiple tiers.
Oh, okay. So if you were going 200 kilometers an hour in a rocket-powered shopping trolley, that would fit the stupid crime and the upper tier.
And the everything else crime.
Right.
So, you always get the worst punishment rather than the easiest one in my system, right?
Oh, so it doesn't like stack? It's no...
Well, you can't really stack them, as you're about to find out.
Oh, okay.
Well, you could with 2 of them, but definitely not the last one. So there's also, to go with the 3 tiers of crimes, there's 3 tiers of penalties.
Okay.
Right? The first one's quite... What?
Just 3's all we need, really.
Well, if you can consolidate all crimes into 3 categories, it stands to reason then that you should only have 3 punishments.
I suppose, yes.
You can modify the intent, well, except for the last one. You can modify the, you can see where I'm going with this. You can modify the intensity of the first 2, but not so much the last one.
I'm guessing okay, so the last one is like a permanent...
It's quite permanent.
Okay.
Again, you know exactly where this is going.
Right, well...
The 3 tiers of penalties are very simple. All right, tier 1 is a monetary fine, in the form of X% of your earnings for the last financial year.
Right, I like the X%.
Yeah, at the court's discretion.
They've been doing that with speeding fines.
Sweden.
Yeah.
In Sweden or Switzerland? One of the 2. Some German went through in an AMG GT Mercedes, got nicked doing 280 kilometers an hour in a 130 zone and got served with a fine of 275,000 euros. Because he's a millionaire, obviously driving this hot car and whatever.
Yeah.
Took the Swiss government to court and lost.
Right.
So he had to pay the two. And I'm well behind that. I
remember once I saw Mark Zuckerberg post a thing, give money to this charity, and someone commented underneath, why don't you give money to the charity, Mark Zuckerberg? And he replied, I've personally donated $2 million to this charity.
How much have you donated?
And then everyone was like, ooh, that's impressive. And then I sort of did the math, and that would have been the same.
He made that in 3 minutes.
Well, that was the same as me giving $7.50. And I was like, I'm not that impressed now that... I mean, $2 million, $750.
Well, because he's one of the guys that can count his income in seconds.
Yeah.
So,
But, so I don't mind this. The
that's
idea
tier 1.
Yeah, all right, tier 1.
Tier 2 is being strung up by your ankles in a public square.
Okay.
For an amount of time at the court's discretion.
Right.
Yeah.
See, this is probably where I'm going to have to start veering away from...
I was hoping you would.
Why? Why were you hoping that?
Because it'll make for interesting conversation.
Okay. Look, I don't know if I'm fully behind that.
You won't like the third one.
So that was the stupid crime one.
Yeah.
So strung up by the ankles for trying to rob a service station with a water pistol.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you did something stupid you get made an example of.
All right. Okay.
You tell me, if you went to rob a 7-Eleven with a cucumber under your shirt, right, and the penalty for that was getting strung up by your ankles in the town square... It implies a bit of a medieval town, but anyway. Would you do it a second time?
Why not put him in the stocks or something like that?
Well, you can be creative.
Okay.
It's just a suggestion.
All right.
It's some kind of embarrassing and also quite unpleasant punishment, right?
Okay, all right.
That was my example here. Feel free to come up with your own.
All right. Listeners, if you have your own punishment for robbing a service station with a cucumber... Message in. That sentence, I feel, has never been said before.
Ooh, that's good. Uh-oh.
Oh, there's an uh-oh. What's going on?
I don't know what's going on.
Something is going on.
I'm just going to do that. Never mind. I just went to click the mouse so I could do something on the screen here, and it looks like I've started something. Never mind. Oh, no. Sorry, I've accidentally clicked on a button here that says large crowd applause number 5 sound effect, which for some reason is 89 seconds long.
So I said, message in if you've got an idea for a cucumber punishment, and then a large crowd just applauding.
Apparently my response to that was to put on 1.5 minutes of a crowd applauding.
Cool. I didn't think we were going to be a sound effects show, but, maybe that's where we'll be heading.
How do I... There we go. All right. Good.
That is
Never
a large
mind.
crowd if it's 89 seconds.
Yes. Anyway, and the third penalty is probably the simplest of all. You get turned into dog food.
You get turned into dog food.
That's right.
Literally, or
literally into dog food.
And the dogs eat.
I don't care what the dogs do with it, but you get turned into dog food. You end up in a can somewhere in a supermarket.
See, I'm having to disagree. I think with this, I'm not going to vote for this.
No
system. No, I'm going to have to.
But think about how many problems you could solve like this.
Yeah.
First, you'd solve the problem of starving dogs. Because there's a lot of people that are going to end up turning into dog food under my system.
Yeah, but...
Think about all the strays that need food.
I'm more thinking about the people being turned into the dog food.
Well, okay.
That's more where my thoughts are.
You're telling me that there's nothing on earth somebody could do to you that you would think an appropriate response is to turn them into dog food?
No, I'm saying I don't think a third of all crimes fit that.
Well, look, it's... I don't know how the weightings work out. I haven't enumerated every single crime on earth here.
Yeah.
It's possible that a lot less of them fall into the pretty much everything else, though it doesn't sound like a lot less of them would.
I just feel...
Given the title of the category.
Yeah. Look, I just feel that, and I could be wrong here, but I feel that you have not put as much thought into this as everyone else has into the current system. No. Is that fair to say that this is...
Given that our current legal system is predicated on a document signed approximately 900 years ago...
But also, it's been updated through the ages.
There's been a lot of people thinking about it since about the 1270s.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And how long have you taken on your...
It's got to be 2 weeks.
So that's, to me, maybe... Yeah, I just feel like I'm going to go with the system that more people have sort of put thought behind.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my thinking.
Well, I mean, in this... Oh, one thing I forgot to mention in this scenario is that by some kind of vote, I've ended up... What did I name myself here? The Supreme God Emperor of the world.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
so so you've come up with a new system of law.
For when I become a dictator.
Basically, yes.
Is there something wrong? Does that mean my system of law won't work?
I see. The dictator, I feel, has to earn their dictatorship.
You name me one dictator that has earned an entire nation.
Oh, what about William the Conqueror? I don't know if he was a dictator, but he's close.
I mean,
to
he was a king.
Came in, he
sure.
conquered.
Sure.
He wasn't. Did he rule England back in Norway? He came from Norway?
But did he have a real good reason to go and do that? Or did he just go, they look like pushovers, I'm going to go take that for myself?
That's earning.
Is it, though?
Well, I mean, you say...
Does he deserve to rule that, though?
Well, who else...
Just because I've got bigger muscles than you doesn't mean I deserve to beat you up.
Just because you earn something doesn't mean you deserve it either.
But, yeah, I suppose at least you work for it, though, when you earn it, yeah.
I mean, William the Conqueror, he had a big army, he came in, he kicked people off the throne, he took the throne, he earned that throne as far as I'm concerned.
Okay. All right, I guess I can't argue with that.
I want to see you getting out there, shoving lawyers downstairs, saying, this is my court now.
Into dog food compactors.
Well... You'd want to be pretty sure if you did that you were going to win in the end. Otherwise...
Yeah.
Well,
in this scenario, we just woke up one day and that had happened.
Okay, well.
So I'll now present you with a non-exhaustive list.
All right.
Of laws and the associated penalties.
Okay.
And we can talk about these at great length, but we probably shouldn't give them too much length.
All right, cool. I will...
So I've got changing lanes without indicating.
Okay, that would fit under the... Well, I guess that would be the big one in your system, wouldn't it? It's because it's not limited. Well,
no, because it could hurt somebody.
Yeah.
Right? But assuming it doesn't hurt somebody, strung up by your ankles for an hour.
That was the stupid crime.
Yeah.
Changing your lane, is that a stupid crime?
It's a stupid crime, because it could lead to injury. But if it doesn't, in this case, you just get punished for doing something stupid.
All right.
There's a lot of logic here. You just have
I was
to follow
equating stupid to silly, but all right.
Well, you could argue that it's extremely silly to make dangerous maneuvers on the road, Tony.
I was equating silly to Python-esque.
To comedy silly.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. What about starting fights for no reason, particularly when you're under the influence?
That I would imagine would fall under... Would that be silly? That would either be the second or the third tier.
It's dog food.
It's dog food.
It's
right.
absolutely dog food.
Okay.
Well, think about it, right? You're walking down the street, minding your own business. Some guy just comes up, getting in your face, throws a punch at you or whatever. That guy, what do we need him for? We don't need to keep him around. He's clearly just going to cause problems.
Yeah.
Isn't he?
Yeah, but he's also...
Random acts of violence.
He also has a chance at redemption.
Yeah, I don't know.
You don't know? I guess not if he's been turned into dog food.
I mean, look.
Very little dog food has redeemed itself in my eyes. I've not gone and you know what, dog food, I opened the can and this was just pleasant.
What about that dog food you saw on that ad where it looked like a TV dinner until the lady put it down in front of the puppy?
Yeah, see that?
Did that dog food redeem itself?
Well, no, it sort of went downhill. It looked, to me, a human quite delicious, and then a dog ate it. That took quite a downturn.
Yeah, okay.
It had a downfall, I would say.
So you don't agree with that one?
No.
All right. Would you agree with that one if it was on your third offence?
Look,
you haven't redeemed yourself at that point.
I don't know. I'm not a lawyer. I don't have any authority really to pass comment on these things. I don't think.
I'm not a lawyer. It just sounds like a disclaimer.
Well, I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a behavioural expert.
Actually, I should be pretty clear. None of this is legal advice. I'm not a lawyer. Tony's not a lawyer. Please don't do any of the things we're saying here today.
If you're listening to thinking you're getting lawyer advice, you're not.
Yeah. No.
In fact, you're getting very little usable advice.
But if you do run a dog food factory, start hiring judges. Yeah, this needs to be a fast process, man. If you're up for a crime that gets you turned into dog food, the courthouse is attached to the factory.
Right.
We're not messing around here. I almost said a bad word.
This is starting to sound dystopian.
It is quite dystopian. I want to go through more of these, but to be perfectly honest with you, I think this one's probably gone long enough.
Well, what if we just rapid fire 3 more?
All right, rapid fire 3 more. Serving food that looks nothing like the picture.
Well, that's got to be a silly crime. That's tier 2.
That's tier 2.
Yeah.
All the board of directors for that fast food company strung up by their ankles for a week.
Yeah, but who decides what is
all of them.
similar?
I don't care. The entire whoever made the decision that we're going to take these nice pictures, but we're going to serve this crap. All of them.
Yeah, but who decides at how far away it needs to be from the picture before it's a crime has been committed?
Oh, it just has to look identical. If it doesn't look identical, it's wrong.
Well, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Okay, we'll take an average. All right. If the person you sold
you want to
this
stick it into a jury. You want a jury of reasonable people looking at
that's right.
That looks nothing like the photo.
Here, Dr. Wilson, this is a Big Mac. Does this Big Mac look like the Big Mac in that photo? Yes or no? And then I'll ask 5 or 10 people and we'll decide based on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, food juries. What else we got? If any company plans a product of theirs to be obsolete, so planned obsolescence, products that are designed to break after a certain amount of time, same thing, board of directors strung up by their ankles, maybe even dog food, actually.
I think I'm on board with that one.
Yeah. Actually, no, I've written dog food here. Whoever made the order, dog food. And one more. Stopping suddenly as a pedestrian to take a picture of something stupid. Now, where do you think that would fall? Because if you know me, you know how much I hate this.
I don't know. You probably put it in the third category.
I definitely put it in
none
dog
of your
food.
examples were in tier 1. It seems like tier 1 could almost just disappear.
I do have one. If you speed without actually hurting anyone, then you get a fine worth 10% of your income. All the rest of them are either being strung up or dog food.
Fine, like the fact that you haven't hurt anyone is.
Look, I've got 3 tiers for speeding here. 3 tiers.
Just having a look at this document. If you're
I wrote a document about this. That's how committed I am to this.
Right. Okay. Cool. Spitting in public. What if you're spitting in protest or something, though?
No spitting in public. It's gross.
Yeah. What if? I don't know. What if you've got someone strung up by the ankles and you're taunting them like, ha, I'm the supreme leader, Thanasi, and you're tied up because you made a terrible looking burger, you teenager who couldn't follow a picture.
Yeah.
Will you apologise? And then they spat in your face.
They go up next to you. That's disgusting.
Well, look, no, I'm sorry. I can't get on board
You're
with
not
this.
on board?
No.
Nah, damn.
I like the current, it's the best we got.
It'll do, I suppose.
It'll do for now.
Anyway. Here on that one. I got really nothing else. But we did well with that. That's
do we start another one? Do we go to ads?
See, the problem here is I don't know what state this piece of software is in right now. Okay. I'm hoping what's going to happen is when the ads queue up, I should be able to just start the ads.
Right.
But I'm not entirely sure that's going to be the case.
So are you saying we need like a really short topic?
Do you have a really short topic?
I do have a really short topic.
Let's go for a really short topic.
Item number 2.
Yeah.
This is mainly my brother's thing.
Yeah.
He doesn't like, and I kind of have to agree with him, that 12 is the starting... You got the AM, you got the PM.
Yeah.
And the starting number for both of those is 12.
Yes.
Why? Why isn't it 0? Why do we go 12, 1, then up to 11 again before switching to the new M?
Well, look, if you don't count your time like a barbarian, the day starts at 0 and ends at 23:59.
That's true.
All right.
Yep.
So, assuming you use the wrong way of measuring time, then that's a problem. But people that use 12-hour time just confuse me. It just seems so wrong to me.
So
the fact that I have to parse an extra piece of information if I'm inside or something and I can't see that it's obviously dark outside.
But so when you're meeting up with someone, do you say... 50?
Yeah, I give my times in 24-hour time.
Really?
Yeah. Always have.
You don't say 7 o'clock?
Oh, okay.
I'll see you at 7.
Yes, I'm not going to say I'm not going to be like, oh yeah, let's meet at 1900. But if I send it to you in a text message, I'd probably write 1900.
Okay, well, that's different, I suppose. But, well, yeah, his thoughts is just that 12 should be 0.
But well, does he propose an alternative? Like, as in what?
He proposes that 12 get turned to 0 as well.
So midnight just becomes, what, 0 a.m.?
Yeah.
And then you go up to 11:59 a.m.
Yep, and then you hit 0 p.m.
And then you hit... I mean, I guess...
It makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
0 comes before 1.
I suppose it does.
0:30 is half an hour before 1. 12:30 being half an hour before 1 makes no sense. That's very silly.
I guess so.
So, Supreme Leader Thanasi...
excuse me, it's Supreme God Emperor Thanasi.
I'm going to spit in your face.
I'm going to string you up by your ankles for doing so.
But
in fact, it's probably a capital offence if you spit at me.
But not if it's in private.
Yeah, true.
And I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't put... Oh, no. I've got spitting on someone. I haven't got spitting on the God Emperor, but I've got spitting on someone.
Okay, all right.
That's 3 days, ankles.
Well...
You better watch what you're going to say next. Well, you better watch what you're going to spit next.
Change the PM is all I'm saying. And it's a simple change.
It is.
There is such a resistance to change in a lot of these things. America is resisting the metric system.
Don't even start me with the month, day, year.
The month, day, year, the metric system.
I can't. How, in what universe is that even remotely logical? Month, day, year.
It makes...
Only in speech when you say something like September 22nd.
Yeah, exactly.
2019.
Yeah.
But otherwise, when you're writing it down, the entire rest of the world does it a different way. And you know what? Some countries go year, month, day. That's easy to parse as well. But when you see 6/5, right? Is that the 6th of May or the 5th of June, right?
No one knows.
Nobody knows.
No one knows.
How do they know? If you woke up from a coma and someone said it's 6/5/19 and you're in the States, I guess you'd assume... I can't even parse it when I'm making a joke. 6/5, June 5th. Yeah. But if you were an American that lapsed into a coma in Australia and you woke up and they said it was 6/5/19, your brain would explode. You'd go right back into the coma.
Yeah. Well, no, you wouldn't.
I thought I'd get a laugh out of
that one. I would ask follow-up questions.
Such as, are we using the correct system or the American system?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But, we're just so resistant to change. And the daylight savings and just local time zones in general, they need to go. I don't know. We've probably discussed this already. But there's just this resistance to change. And maybe if we take a small step and change 0 p.m. to... What is going on?
I just realised after all this time that microphone was right in front of your face. There we go.
Well, okay. Hello. Just change 12 to 0.
Yeah.
Be done with it.
Be done with it.
Everyone gets on with it. So there's 1 hour a day, or there's 2 hours a day. They're a little bit weird that we all have to get used to.
Yeah. Oh, it's 0 o'clock.
0 o'clock, you wacky people. And then we move on.
I suppose you get used to it, yeah.
That's all.
Here.
Here.
All right, now let's see if I can get these ads to play properly. Oh, there we go.
Fresh Radio. Η καλύτερη ραδιοφωνική συντροφιά στο σπίτι, στη δουλειά και φυσικά στο αυτοκίνητο. Fresh Radio. Γιατί απλά δεν μπορείς να αντισταθείς. Η ραδιοφωνική καρδιά της πόλης χτυπά μόνο εδώ. Στον Fresh.
Ακούς Fresh Radio. Fresh Radio.
That's the classic hidden agenda ad break, just 3 station IDs.
Is there did the advertisers not want to be associated with this?
I'm starting to suspect that's the case. We get some ads at the top of our show before we've said anything controversial.
As close as they want to get. Not during the middle,
But
no.
That said, would you want to advertise with someone that advocates, let's call it, turning roughly a third of the population to dog food? I probably wouldn't.
No, I wouldn't either, maybe, depending on...
So really what we're saying is that they're absolutely right not to.
Yeah, maybe. Who's doing the next topic?
I guess it's me.
Yes.
I want to talk about I want to talk about a very specific type of Instagram profile. And I know I've spoken about Instagram profiles before, the dog one or the pet one. People that create a profile and pretend to be their pet, not just post pictures of it. The one I want to talk about today is, I think, a little more insidious. And there's a lot more of it. And that's food Instagram profiles, but specifically not the people that cook and take pictures of the nice things they've cooked. It's the people whose profiles are full of nothing but just food they've purchased. There's nothing remotely impressive about that. You didn't make it. It's not, 9 times out of 10, it's not even like fancy, nice, cool restaurant food that nobody else has ever seen. It's a steak and chips down at the pub. Great. Just great.
So your problem is with the level of quality, or what they consider good enough to go onto the Instagram. You're saying if there was just some tighter, I guess, vetting,
quality control.
If there was more quality, so just the issue with this Instagram is that the quality control is too lax.
Yes, far too lax.
And
it's just that. For me, I think the thing that confused, because I tend to overanalyze things, as you guys have probably, listeners and stuff, and you would know as well, is that there's sort of reading between the lines, and then there's kind of painstakingly agonizing over even the slightest minutia of an issue.
Right.
I tend to fall more in the latter rather than the former. Mm-hmm. And for me, that person is attempting to do several things. Probably, maybe impress me, possibly. Not impressed by your $10 Palmer.
Is that that's all social media is in a way, though, isn't it?
I don't try and impress, but I try to use my social media to drive people as far away as possible.
So it's like anti-social media.
That's right. Yeah, it's anti-social media. Yeah.
Right.
Well, it's more fun that way.
Yeah, until you run out of people.
Well, what I really want, and it's disappointing because this is sort of tangentially related, but I want a hater. Right? I want like a bona fide, a person that has me starred just so they know when I post so they can come and just talk crap on whatever I've posted. I've been trying to earn one of those for years, and a friend of mine got one by accident about 6 months ago. There's a guy who I'm genuinely not kidding. She will post something and this guy will come out of nowhere, almost dropped it. He will come out of nowhere like a stranger in the night just to disagree.
Why?
Literally just to disagree. And we're talking about the most insane stuff. She posted an article the other day. This neuroscientist has determined that there's no such thing as a gendered brain. Cool. That sounds like an interesting topic. This guy, out of nowhere, because there's a picture over there, she looks stupid.
So they're not even a really
didn't weigh in on the topic at all, right? Shout out to Carly as well if she's listening.
Yeah. But this is like I heard once about a Twitter bot. Someone made a Twitter bot.
Yeah.
And so what the bot did was it posted inflammatory things, and then people
randomly.
So it had a bunch of. I think it had a bunch of pre-programmed.
Just rude stuff. Yeah.
Well, not it would make maybe racist comments, or it would make but something that would get someone up.
That would whip people up. Yeah.
And then people would comment, and the bot it didn't parse the comment. It would just keep saying things like, "No, you're wrong," or "Well, clearly that isn't the case." And people would have arguments with this thing, not knowing that it wasn't reading.
It wasn't reading anything.
It wasn't reading anything they said. It wasn't understanding it wasn't arguing with them.
Did it reply to everybody?
I think so. I could be wrong. But it wasn't. Yeah, so there was no dialogue going on here. There was just, a moron would think that.
Yeah.
And then that would... People would get angry and sort of get back at... And this thing was an uncaring, unfeeling...
It was just a machine.
It was no argument.
It wasn't even a machine. It was a piece of software.
Yeah. But I just found that funny that, people got 10 steps deep with this thing. You're carefully constructing their argument,
How many of those responses... Because here's the thing, right? That's exactly what you would do if you just wanted to piss someone off. So it's not immediately obvious that that's a machine. Well, that's a bot.
Yeah. I mean...
Because I have done that to people.
But I suppose the point is... At some point, if the quality of the argument you're having isn't good enough, you should bow out of the argument.
Well, I think after 10 comments, if there's been no progress,
Well, yeah.
if the argument hasn't moved to another salient point,
But
you're probably wasting your time.
Yeah, I would say maybe that point should come before 10 responses.
I would say that's well before 10 responses of, well, you're stupid, so clearly you would think that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That- but-
just like, I wish I was that dumb, then I'd be happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should, yeah. So, I mean, the point of an argument, I guess, is to have a quality argument.
Yeah. But anyway, going back to the food Instagram profiles, I think they're either trying to impress me, they're trying to show off that they could afford this meal, which I could understand if the thing was one of those $500 cakes that looks like a bonsai tree that what's-his-face does, Heston Blumenthal.
Or a witch's cauldron.
Or a witch's cauldron, yeah. Or what else could it possibly be? Like, what are you trying to show off with your Palmer and your pint?
Yeah, okay. The quality, I mean...
Quality control. It needs to be good food if you're posting pictures of it. One person, for example, the other day posted one of the stories, like a string of 15 stories, which was like this 15-course degustation. Still annoying, but at least it's the kind of thing that most people wouldn't have seen, right? But the other guy posting the fish and chips he bought, go away. I don't need to know that. I don't need to know that. Nobody needs to know that. You're not helping. You're just adding another piece of crap to the interminable ball of crap that is the internet.
Right.
Right? We're going to run out of internet at some point the way we're going now. It's just like at some point we're going to run out of hard drives. I don't know. I don't need another picture. There needs to be precisely one picture of fish and chips on the internet. Right?
And we all just reference that picture.
That's the fish and chips photo. When you put it in the slideshow, everyone goes, yes, fish and chips.
The classic fish and chips photo.
That's right. You know, chocolate cake. Yes.
The chocolate cake.
The classic chocolate cake.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess people... See, I was going to say, until you brought up the quality thing, like, I mean, if you had an Instagram account that was just artwork...
Yeah.
I mean, you wouldn't say that. There's no point to that.
No, of course, you're creating art.
But what if it's not great art? What if I'm buying...
I got no problem with bad art. I've got a much bigger problem with derivative art.
Right.
Look, art is very...
So you're saying the Parmigiana is derivative?
I reckon most pubs around Australia probably do a pretty similar Parmigiana, yeah.
Yeah, right.
But art is very subjective, right? So...
And Parmigiana is not?
I don't think so.
Okay. Art, subjective. Parmigiana...
No.
Objective.
Steak and chips, quite objective.
Objective.
If you grew up in this country with, you know,
okay,
a middle-class family, you ate a lot of steak and 3 veg.
I've never thought of it that
You didn't
way.
complain.
That the Parmigiana and the steak are objective.
They're objectively food, and it's the kind of thing where if someone says, I don't like a chicken parm, everybody tells them to leave the country. So, you know, it's an objectively good thing.
Okay.
You've
all right.
seen it once, you've seen it forever.
All
Don't
right.
need to see it again. I got nothing else.
It's an interesting view on that. We only need one picture of fish and chips.
That's right. I don't need more pictures. I don't need to face choice paralysis when I Google fish and chips to look for an image to put in my slideshow. I don't need fish and chips photo choice paralysis.
Right. But what if someone feels that they can take a better photo of fish and chips?
I think it's a bit of a stretch to say that a photo of fish and chips that someone took on their phone and put on Instagram is art. But if they argued that angle, I might be prepared to accept it if they had a good argument.
Okay.
Maybe, but probably not, because I really don't need more than one picture of fish and chips, and just stop posting pictures of your damn McDonald's.
I knew a guy who, he didn't keep this up, and I told him he should, but he would take pictures of the plates at restaurants before the food arrived. It was like, so you just see an empty plate. And
So
like,
this guy filled the internet with pictures of empty plates.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
But, well, I was like, man, you could get a big... He didn't do it for too long. I'm like, you're onto something.
Yeah.
That is brilliant.
That's a good gag.
Yeah, and it's like, I can't be bothered anymore. I'm like, but yeah, maybe the cutlery next to the white plate.
Yeah.
It's like, here we are at the pub down at Berwyn Road or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
You're like, cool, that's a nice looking plate, I guess.
I mean, for a while, my Instagram profile was me just taking pictures of random stuff and misspelling their names in the caption. I mean, that was the whole bit.
Right.
But it got boring because you know what? Everyone's seen a picture of a giveaway sign.
Yes, they have. We only need one.
We only need one. They all look the same. Well, you need one for every country. They might look different in other countries. But other than that, you're good. I'm really super done with this topic, though. I got nothing else.
All right, let's crack on then and say hear to that.
Here.
Topic item number 4.
Saved it.
I did. So I want to stick with the... I mean, I don't understand the economics behind advertising. I find that hard to wrap my head around. When I hear about the number, like
They're rather astronomical numbers, aren't they?
The money they spend on ads, and I'm like I don't understand how you're going to get that back.
Yeah.
When I hear like Coke
spends like $1 billion on a campaign.
But how many new customers are they getting?
Yeah, well, I mean, something like 70% of people drink or know about Coke.
We're all aware of Coca-Cola.
It's been around for a while.
I don't see why the new summer campaign with, Britney Spears or whatever is going to...
So you're saying the market is so saturated with knowledge about Coca-Cola that you can't see how that $1 billion is going to make an extra $1 billion?
Yes.
Yeah.
To me, that's $1 billion gone. I don't understand how they're going to...
I mean, are Coca-Cola at the point where $1 billion is such a small amount of money, they're just spending it so that they can maintain their brand recognition?
I don't know.
Like, are they doing it to prevent sales dropping rather than increasing sales? Just to keep it in people's minds?
I don't know. But even still, if that was the case, $1 billion. Like, what's a can of Coke worth? $3 or something?
Well, okay. Yeah, maybe $2.
That's...
And again, it costs Coke like 1.6 cents or something.
But they're going to have to sell 500 million cans of Coke.
Yeah.
To make back the money they spent. That's a lot.
Some of the people I know, the rate they drink Coke, they'll probably buy that many in their lifetime.
Yeah. Well,
we go through a lot of that stuff, man.
But I was just... So, to me, I don't... The advertising has, I guess, a value to it that I don't understand. And it got me thinking, and I'm probably not the first person who've had this thought. I don't think it's original enough for that.
Okay.
It may even exist. But could you have a restaurant where you go into the restaurant, you say, I want the steak and the Parmesan, or I'm feeling derivative tonight.
Yeah.
And they go, yes, we'll start cooking that. Please enter the advertising booth. You sit in the room where you're just blasted with ads for half an hour, and then you come out and you eat the meal for free.
Just real world advertising.
Real world advertising.
I can't remember whether it was me or someone I know that came up with this idea, but we came up with this really insidious idea that to get a large discount on a car, you would install this device that would present like this augmented reality through your windscreen, so that when you were driving past billboards, the ad that actually appeared on the billboard went to the highest bidder.
Well, that's an interesting idea.
So basically, car companies would offset the cost... people that wanted to advertise would offset the cost of your vehicle for you to be forced to watch their ads on billboards and the sides of buildings. Like, they'd just be plastered with ads everywhere, kind of thing, this augmented reality thing through your window.
Yeah.
I think we could do that.
Well, yeah, we probably need... better technology.
The technology. But I mean, just cool. You want to eat this stuff for free? Just go sit in there and watch a bunch of ads first.
Yeah, you go in there and you can target, you could ask, like, all right, sir, what are you into?
What are you into, yeah.
I like cars, I like fishing. Cool, boom, boom, boom. You sit in there, half an hour of watching, you come and get your sports gear and
Would
fishing.
you do it?
Yeah, I probably would.
Would you? I'd do it once or twice. I don't know that I'd do it too often.
I reckon I would, because you've got to wait anyway. See, the brilliant with my thing is you order first, and then while you're waiting, you're watching the ads.
So the advertiser pays for your meal.
Yeah.
While you're waiting for it.
While you're waiting for it to be
cooked.
cooked.
There's no delay.
There's no delay. Like, you walk out.
Does it have to be half an hour, or can it just be as long as the food takes to get ready?
We work out the logistics.
Yeah.
But you order up front, you sit there in the ad booth, and then you leave, and by the time you left, your food is ready. So all you've really lost then is the pre-dinner conversation, which usually descends to...
Yeah, really depends.
It's taken a bit long for this.
It's been a while. Yeah. Ooh, pretty cold today.
Was that our food? No, it's not. It's going to that table
Oh,
over there.
yeah, that old chestnut where you see where And it always happens. Some table has ordered 90% of the same things that you've ordered. And you see them come up onto the pass and you go, that has to be us. It's been 45 minutes.
I saw the chef put a Parmigiana up on the shelf. He's put a Parmigiana and a steak. That's got to be
There's
coming out.
no chance anybody else has ordered a Parmigiana or a steak tonight. No.
We are highly original people ordering highly original dishes.
They're so original, we're going to take pictures of them and put them on the internet.
Yeah. That's because I just find it weird that there's a lot of things you can get where advertising subsidizes everything, like television, Spotify, YouTube.
That sounds far more dystopian than my God Emperor future.
You're getting food for free.
You're being brainwashed to get things for free. That's just perma brainwash.
Yeah, but
At least I'm not trying to brainwash anybody. I'm just telling them how it is. Whether you disagree or agree is up to you.
well, you can pay for the food if you want. I'm not taking that away. I'm just saying.
You just watch. The restaurants are going to start making more money from the ad idiots than they are from the idiots buying the food.
Well,
There's going to be a restaurant compulsory ad watching.
get on the capitalism train. Choo choo.
The only way I'm okay with this is if I do it first. You want to start it? You got enough money to start it?
Do I have enough capital to start?
Do we have enough capital between us to start the ad restaurant?
I don't know. I haven't done the figures. What's a restaurant?
I don't know. X thousands?
Has no one had this? This doesn't sound like. Surely I'm not the first person. to
I
have
feel
this.
like I've heard it before.
Yeah.
I feel like I've heard it before. But it hasn't been done, as far as I know.
Well, I think it could be worth a shot. I mean, there's lentil as anything. They
There's
give the
what?
lentil as.
Lentillers?
No, there's a restaurant. I think it's called Lentil as anything.
Yeah.
I may have got the name wrong, but
Yeah.
they do a pay what you want, so you can literally go in there and just
Take it for free.
Take it for free.
True.
But I'm saying get some.
And they're banking on you feeling like an ass if you do that, right?
They're banking on enough good people coming in.
And I'm sure that's probably the case as well.
Actually, I heard that they were
Doing quite badly?
well, they had a few rough months where people were sort of abusing
Yeah.
people who probably could have been paying for it.
It's like you see, you're driving through, and you see this in the country. You're driving up a country road, and you see a box full of avocados and a sign that just says "Pay what you want," kind of thing. The idea is there's an honor system. You take an avocado, you put $1 in the bag or whatever. I've never stopped at one of those, but I feel like if I really wanted an avocado, it's a good thing I don't like avocados because I've seen this with avocados a lot. I'd probably pinch one.
Well, I have a confession.
If I took two, I'd probably put $1 in the bag. But
I have a confession. I walked past, one of those bookshop, those take a book, leave a book.
yeah. Oh, you just took one, didn't you?
Well, I took one. I didn't have a book
On you.
on me.
Yeah.
And I still have that book.
Well, you can still take it back. You're not a criminal yet.
Yeah, I need to probably do that.
What's the time delay on that? How long until it's like an extended borrow just flips over into just stolen?
Yeah, I don't know. It's, with those libraries, I don't know.
Yeah.
There's no one going to chase me.
No.
There's no...
Nobody knows who you are.
I'm the open library book detective.
Oh, was that episode of Seinfeld? The
Bookman.
Bookman, who
Yes.
was the library
Detective.
library detective, whatever it was. I can't remember the title that he had was funny.
Yeah. But yeah, so you go in, you watch a bunch of ads, you get the food. Because I just find it weird that all the things that are solely ad covered are all digital. Let's bring that into the real world.
Okay.
You want to you want some socks? Step into the ad booth.
And then it just dispenses some socks.
Yeah, watch the ads.
Pick the socks you like from the ad. If it's advertising socks at you,
Well, yeah, you could even do that. And then at the end, here's your socks.
piss off.
But
Get out.
I don't want anyone to think that they're sitting strapped to a chair.
That'd be funnier though.
But you can go in with people. You can be on your phone. You can have other people in there and have the only thing is you just have to be in that room for half an hour, and then your meal
So
is
if you
free.
leave the room before half an hour, you don't get the meal for free.
Well, probably not.
Or is it not possible to leave the room before
maybe
half an hour?
as soon as the door opens, the thing pauses, and
Yeah,
you have
right.
to wait.
You have to see the whole thing
You
through.
have to see. So you can go. You can take a slash. You can do what you got to do. But the food comes
when you've finished watching
when you
30
finish
minutes of
watching
ads.
the thing.
Okay. I'm in. I like it.
All right.
Actually, I hate it, but I like it.
If you've got capital,
Yes.
Listeners,
write us at thehiddenagenda@gmail.com. Give us your money.
if you're a venture capitalist,
We're going to torture people with ads so they can get
We're not
cheap
torturing.
crap
We
for
are-
free.
It's no worse than what Google's doing. It's no worse than what
Yeah,
Channel
and that's
10
torture.
does. That's not torture.
It is.
Channel 10 does
Making me wait 5 minutes to watch a bunch of stuff about crap I don't care about before I can get back to my movie is torture, as
You
far as
should
I'm
be
concerned.
thankful for the ads on Channel 10. They're interrupting you from watching The Masked Singer.
That's true. They're interrupting me from watching all the things I don't want to watch.
Exactly.
Here.
Here, here.
The last one's going to be quick, which is good because we've only got a couple of minutes. How is it that after, it's got to be 50 years of development now, printers are still the most hateful piece of technology on Earth? How is it that it's impossible, no matter how much you pay, to buy a printer that just works?
Yeah, I think that battle is getting solved, though, just through the point that we don't really need printers anymore.
Well, yeah, sure.
I don't own a printer.
You still occasionally need a printer. It might only be 5 times a year, but I guarantee you know what? It probably makes it worse that we don't use them very often. Every time I come to use a printer, I just bought a new one as well because the old one just stopped working.
but
I don't know why.
Did you get the cheapest printer?
Of course I did.
Yes.
Who's buying anything more than the cheapest printer? But my parents bought a $500 laser printer. It worked for about 12 months.
Right.
Yeah, right? You come to use your printer, the driver doesn't work. You reinstall the driver, the inks have gone dry. For some reason, you buy new inks. Oh, there's some other problem now. The heads are out of alignment. It won't connect to the Wi-Fi anymore.
There's some sponge that fills up or something, and then the printer stops.
Just stops, right? It's just like, or you turn the printer on. It's been off for like more than 5 minutes. You turn the printer on. There's a 15-minute warm-up cycle. Clunk, clunk, whir, smash, snap. Bits of plastic flapping about in this thing.
It is interesting.
It's 140 decibels and it takes 10 minutes.
I do remember, printers of the past never seem to have that problem.
No.
My dad had a Hewlett-Packard, must be 20 years ago now.
Did it work?
It seemed to have been quicker than what printers these days are.
They're hateful.
I don't understand.
Absolutely hateful.
You know the best printer I ever had?
Yeah?
When I was living in the share house, this one of the housemates, he was working at a building on a construction site.
Yeah.
And he came back and he said, I found this printer in the skip. And he had this big laser printer.
Yeah.
And I looked at it and I'm like, there's a LAN port on this thing.
Yeah.
So we, hooked it up to the router. It had a toner in it already.
Yeah.
That thing printed for like 6 years.
Yeah. Well, it would have been one of those big office ones, right?
Yeah. But 6 years. And then at one point it started printing like a grey sort of...
Like a bar?
Down the middle.
Yeah.
And we just carried on. We were submitting uni assignments with the grey bar down the middle. And,
just leaving it. Oh, sorry, my printer's a bit,
but for years. And that never...
Well, people
Stop
ignore
working.
printing mistakes because all printers make mistakes.
Sorry, people ignore...
Like, for example, your professors wouldn't have cared so much about that little green or grey line through the middle because, of course, it's a printer. Printers don't work properly.
Well, it was still legible.
Oh, exactly. You can still read it out. Who cares? Yeah. It's a printer. Yeah. Only... the super, the $50,000 super crazy admin network type stuff printers, those ones tend to work just because they'd be taking the piss if you paid $50,000 for a printer and it didn't work. Every other tier of printer, useless piece of crap. And cartridges are a scam.
Well, I think the cartridge is probably what killed the printer.
Yeah, but how did they not, do they actually make more money? So I bought a $49 printer last week. That's going to print a few hundred pages before the initial inks are done.
Yeah.
Right? Then I'm just going to throw that printer out and buy a new one. Because it would cost me $75 to buy the inks for it.
Yeah.
Right? Now, those inks will probably print 2,000 pages. It is more expensive to buy another printer. But I just want to spend less money. I'm going to use this thing 3 times a year. I don't care. The problem is I'll buy it now, I'll print 3 pages, I won't use it for 2 years, and then it just won't work, so I'll have to buy another one anyway.
Yeah. And this
Rubbish, garbage, they make me so angry.
And I remember I worked in a computer shop and a guy came in and he was like, I'm looking for these printer things. And there was a place nearby that did ink refills, the
dodgies.
and we're like, the person at my workplace said, "Oh, you shouldn't use those because they can wreck the printer." And he's like, "The printer costs $60.
Exactly.
I'll risk it getting wrecked." Yeah.
I used to be able to get, it was a black and white Brother bubble jet printer for $22 at one point.
Yeah, that's cheap.
Yeah, I bought 3 of them. Lasted me about 5 years.
I think this is, I don't know, I have a feeling that stuff is too cheap. And I've had this thought for a while.
As in, they're forcing themselves to make it as cheaply as possible just to fill, like, a hole in the market? Or, stuff is too cheap in the sense that it's too mass market in some places?
Yeah, but I think the sort of part of where this obsolescence, we're not interested in fixing anything anymore. It's cheaper to go
just
in.
Piss it off and buy a new one.
I just feel like if things were more expensive, then maybe there'd be more care put into
you'd
things.
Care more about them, yeah. True. Anyway, that's all I've got there.
Yeah, I know.
And that's the end of the agenda.
That is the end of the meeting adjourned.
Meeting adjourned.
We should really be saying that, probably.
Should we?
I don't know. Isn't that what you do at a meeting, agenda?
Is this a meeting, though?
I feel like it's a meeting. We meet every week.
Actually, we've done this bit before.
Have we?
We've done the "is this a meeting" bit before. Yeah, I think we did it 2 weeks ago.
Oh.
Yeah. In the same point of the show, too.
Right, okay.
No other business as far as I can think of.
I got no other business. We got
Send
no
us
comments.
Emails. No, we didn't actually get any comments today.
I got no comments now.
I just got one right now that said me with the truth bombs. But other than that, no. Oh, one last thing. I did look up how many products Coke sell. In a website that's almost certainly wrong, apparently 10,500 Coca-Cola products are consumed every second.
Wow.
That seems wrong, but then again, it may not be.
Yeah, if anyone could do it, it's probably Coca-Cola.
Apparently 1.8 billion Coke bottles are sold every... No, that can't be right. It says every day. Well, then again... That's only 1/7 of the world's, roughly 1/6 of the world population buying one Coke bottle a day.
That's a lot still.
That's still a lot, isn't it? That's probably more like a week or month. Anyway. Send us an email, hiddenagendapodcast@gmail.com. Find us on Facebook, facebook.com/hiddenagendapodcast.
Yes.
Go listen to our past episodes.
Yes.
Wherever those are. The
Some of them
screen.
are crackers.
Some of them are crackers.
If you want to know the message us. We'll tell you the good ones.
Yeah, but send us an email first.
Yeah.
One of them was so bad you can't even listen to it.
No, we did not put that up there.
I think that's everything from us today.
Yep.
I've been Thanasi.
I have been Tony.
And this has been The Hidden Agenda.
Catch you later.
See you next week.